that particular pastor, he asked my wife, and he's like, how can you trust your husband? He's traveling a lot. He go different places. He stays in the hotels. And then how can you trust him? You don't even know what he's doing there. You know, the moment I heard that, listen to me, the moment I heard that, I was like,
y'all, welcome to the table. Welcome to this conversation. We're so excited to be able to do this. This is something new for us, something very, very exciting, and something that we have chosen to title Unrefined with Pastor Andrey. So welcome to this new series where we get to take your questions and we get to talk with the man, the myth, the legend.
to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. First of all, we decided to do raw and real.
Right.
And I'm telling you, people either after this either will love me or will hate me, but I will do it anyways.
But they're going to figure out where they stand.
Yes.
At least where they're going to figure out where they stand. So as part of this, we're going to take some of the unfiltered questions that have been plaguing people. They've always wanted to ask. They've always wanted to know, for example, like, what color socks do you wear? Those kind of questions.
But you need to tell people that I'm not prepared. This is the truly raw program.
Fact. This is going to be the raw moments because I have a list already for today. However, Pastor Andrey has not seen a single question. So this is going to get good. It's probably going to get wild.
Lord
and it
help
may
me.
get a little loud up in here these days.
Lord help me.
That's right. But we're so excited to be able to do this because, like Pastor Andrey, you noted earlier, is a lot of times you want to see who the person is off the stage, behind the scenes.
Yes.
If you could share kind of from your life that experience that you've had of being so interested in seeing what it's like to see someone's conversation outside of a sermon.
Yeah, I do this all the time. When I love some of the preachers, and I understand one thing they are preaching, teaching from the pulpit, but for me it's more interesting to hear them off the stage.
Right.
Like some conversation, some answers, to hear it from them, the way they are doing life together with wives and family.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's the most important that any preacher who's on the stage, that he still pursue God. He developed relationship at home.
Right.
His relationship with wife. Is his wife still hearing his messages?
Is she even listening to what he's saying?
Yeah, so those kind of stuff, like, it's very interesting for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be, I think something good's going to come out of this.
I
Let's do it.
agree.
Let's do it.
So without further ado, we're just going to jump in because I promise I have a good list of probably close to 30 questions. Some are super fun. Some get kind of serious. So stay with us because it's going to be real, raw, and
Please, let's start with simple ones.
simple.
Yes.
So there was this whole season when you were not necessarily running a ministry. You were just someone in the church like everybody else. And one of the first questions, I absolutely love our Katie College students. And they pose this question: did you ever have to scrub toilets?
To be honest, no.
Oh,
No. I don't think it's necessary to scribe toilets because sometimes you scribe other stuff
besides toilets.
besides toilet, after the people, and then
Like the carpet and the chairs.
to be honest, I love those years because God was dealing with me. And throughout 7 years before he spoke to me to start this ministry, I was doing everything. So name it. I was doing everything besides toilet.
No toilets.
I'm speaking the truth, okay? So I didn't scribe any toilets, but I was doing everything into the moment that one time my wife told me, she's like, you know what, Andrey, just get a sleeping bag and go into the church and you can sleep there because, like...
You're never home anyways.
I was never home. I mean, like, there was understanding inside of me. You cannot love God. And I was very passionate about that,
Yeah.
You cannot love God and hate what he loves.
Right.
And he loves his church.
He loves his bride.
He loves his bride. He loves his body. And I understand that people are not perfect, but I always have this thought inside of me, what I can do.
What can I do? Yeah.
What can I do, to make this body
Better.
even better?
Yes, 100%. So from all that, kind of any specific lesson that stands out from whether it's stacking chairs or vacuuming or closing up the church, any lesson that you have taken from those years that you still apply today? What is something that you could still easily notice and take care of right now?
Oh, yes. We need God in the small things much more than we are doing something big publicly. Because when you're doing small things and you are faithful in the small things.
Name something that was small back then that nobody noticed that you did.
Like, for example, everybody left and you understand that everybody went to the restaurant, and you as a youth leader, you have to clothe the church and you have to clean after.
You have to be responsible.
Yeah, you have to be responsible. And then I cannot leave the church messy. I understand that I need to put everything in order. And your wife is waiting for you. You have a small child that needs your attention, and you understand that you are dealing with a God's house, and there is some simple stuff, small things. But this is what I noticed, that God is watching you in those moments.
Yeah.
More than we think.
Yeah.
And in the small things, we need God much more
Than we imagine.
than when, like I said, when we're doing something big.
Yeah.
Because when you do something big and you see results, and
Yeah.
then you receive a lot of encouragement from people.
You get the reward right away.
Yes, but when you are doing small things and you are stable and you are
You're consistent.
You're consistent, and you're doing this faithfully before God,
Yeah.
not before man, before God. I'm telling you, you are dying to yourself in those small things.
That's
to
where your character gets developed.
I'm telling you, your desires, your wishes, like your wants, like everybody went to some places and you would love to go there, but you have to kill that desire inside of you, knowing that you need to be faithful with the small thing. So this is what I noticed, that we cannot avoid small things in our life.
Yeah.
Because everything big
Everything
comes
is big, yeah.
through the small things. And another thing, we need God in the small things much more than we are doing something big.
Yes, than when we do anything great. And so I guess a follow-up question would be, how do we still overcome our own selves, or how do you overcome because you are at a place of being known, you are at a place of being popular, you have an audience, how do you still discipline yourself to be faithful in the small things that aren't seen? Or is that now a habit?
Because I would never pursue to become popular. Understand?
You never pursued it.
I never pursued it to be popular. I always pursue to be productive, I want to see results and fruits coming out of my own life. And probably that's the main thing, because I want to be productive. I want to be fruitful, because this is the first things that God spoke to the man. He said, be fruitful.
Yeah.
It means to be productive and
Yes.
multiply. And I was like, if you are not fruitful, there is nothing to multiply. If you are living in mass, then you're going to multiply mass. And that's why I believe it's easier for me to overcome my own desires and to be more stable and to be consistent.
Yeah.
Because I pursue productivity. I pursue my own fruits.
So that means that you've set a goal in front of you, that it's not popularity, it's not being known, it's not reaching a certain number, it's simply being seen as productive before the Lord.
Yeah, even right now. I understand there is a different ways that you can become popular, especially when you have abilities, when you have a lot of instruments. Even till now, I'm checking my heart. I'm checking my motives. What do I want out of my life? What that I pursue?
What am I pursuing?
That I'm pursuing to become popular, or that I'm pursuing to be productive and fruitful. That I'm pursuing that people will know me, or that I'm pursuing that people will tell me, because of him I am changed. Because of his teaching, I am equipped. He helps me to become powerful. So that's why I just wanna be me. I just wanna be me. There is a lots of people who are talented and they can do better than me. So many other stuff. I just wanna be me.
Right.
And I always pursue to be productive. I wanna truly I wanna fulfill my purpose in life.
Have there been moments recently where you've realized I kind of veered off the path and I've had to redirect and I've had to realign?
It happens often. And I'm honest here. I'm speaking the truth.
That's what we're here for.
I'm speaking the truth.
Unrefined.
That that's why I practice getaway, and I go to the mountains every month for 3 days.
Yeah.
To refocus, because so many times I find myself that I'm off of the direction, like I'm distracted. There is a lots of distraction in my life, and I constantly fighting against the distraction, and especially when you have, like now I have a lot of opportunities, and I have a lot of open doors, but I never pursue some connections and to promote myself.
Right.
I'm very cautious about this, and I pray to God to understand my season, my time, and in what direction I need to go. And what helps me, it's my time with God every month when I do get away and I present myself to God and I say, God, please help me to be refocused, to stay on the path that you called me.
But are there people that get to speak into your life about those kind of situations as well? Or is it just solely a you and God conversation?
Most of the time, my wife.
She gets pretty honest.
Oh, yeah, and she's my helper.
Yeah.
And I believe that's one of the purpose in her life, to help me. And she's not helping me, she's helping us.
Right.
Because me and her is the man. The man, it's a female and male. The man, and that man got called. Not just me, but the man.
He didn't call it gender. He called his creation.
Yeah, he called the man and have them dominion.
Yeah.
So I believe as she's helping me, she's helping us. She's helping herself as well.
Yeah.
So many times God help me and speak to me and correct me through her, and I'm telling you, I receive from her with respect.
So a follow-up question. I know that when you guys first got married, you probably didn't know each other that well because it wasn't a super long engagement. How did that process work back then? What was the growth in your relationship? We're going to switch gears here a little bit. The growth in your relationship from being able to correct one another in the beginning versus what it looks like to correct or direct one another now.
Yeah. See, in the beginning, to be honest, I was so crazy about God with that raw
like hunger.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to describe because you have to live that moment. And because what I believe in a journey with the relationship with God, in the beginning you need to fight for your discipline. Discipline will help you develop relationship with God, but later on when you are moving further and after, you will have to fight for your fire,
for that hunger,
for the passion, for the hunger. And you cannot have that hunger unless you ask Holy Spirit to place inside of you. You need to pray for hunger.
Right.
But in the beginning of our journey, I was very serious about my pastor, and I listened to him. And even now, I have people that over my life. There is 3 people over my life that I listen to them and I ask them some questions that I needed to know. Yeah, but like I said, in a daily basis,
So now this is we're going to come back to this question is what did your guys' conversations of like, hey, you're going this way and I don't want you to go this way. What did it look like at the beginning of your marriage and how has it grown to what it looks like now?
My wife is awesome.
She is.
She's very honest. And this is what she told me in the beginning. She told me, Andrey, I'm willing to do whatever you're going to ask me to do. I'm willing to go whatever you're going to tell me to go.
Yeah.
But make sure you heard from the Lord.
Yeah.
Make sure that you are hearing from Jesus. And another thing, she saw my devotions with God. She saw my commitment. She saw my life behind the scene. So she trusts my relationship with God more than she was trusting me.
Fact. Well, you can't trust a human being fully as much as you can trust the Lord because the Lord is always real. He's always honest.
I never forget one time some people, we were sitting, I don't want to embarrass anybody, because
This is unrefined.
Yes, we have to speak the truth and be honest. I never forget one time we went to one conference, me and my wife, and there is some leaders, they invite us to the pastoral room, and
Yes, the meeting rooms.
Yeah, a lot of pastors. I mean, they are wonderful.
100%.
They were asking me some different questions, but one of the pastors, he asked my wife, and my wife sitting there quietly, but
How many years ago was this?
it was like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago.
Well, okay.
But that particular pastor, he asked my wife, and he's like, how can you trust your husband? He's traveling a lot. He go different places. He stays in the hotels. And then how can you trust him? You don't even know what he's doing there. The moment I heard that, listen to me, the moment I heard that, I was like, my brother, you are revealing your heart right now.
Yeah.
Please don't do this because you're doing this to yourself. You're exposing your heart.
It's so
like
dangerous.
don't even go.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. But what I noticed and what shocked me is the reaction of my wife.
Come on.
And she looked at him and she's like, I don't trust Andrey. And he
What
looked
did
at her.
you feel in that moment?
I was like, I don't even know what to expect, what's going to come out from her mouth. But all I know that she's going to speak the truth.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, go ahead.
Where's this going?
Go ahead. And she's like, I know this man behind the scene.
Scenes, yeah.
I see him and I know his relationship with God and I know how serious he is with his relationship with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I trust that relationship that he has with God more than I'm trusting him. And this is what she said. She said, before he's gonna hurt me, he needs to
understand.
He needs to break his relationship with the Holy Spirit.
Look at Natasha.
Yeah, and she's like, until I see he's pursuing God,
So
I
long
see
as you
his
see it,
prayer
yeah.
life, I see his secret place, I trust that relationship because he has a fear of God in his life.
Come on. Y'all, some wisdom dropping here for all you men and women still seeking relationships. This is how you determine whether it's going to make it the long haul.
My name is Andrey Shapoval, and every week I will be teaching you and I will help you as I'll continue to grow in Him to understand the whole plan of God concerning your life. So I want you to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I want you to enjoy this channel. It's gonna bless your life.